Well, I was going to ask you about Dunkley. How do you see the result there? And did you make a strategic decision not to run a candidate there?
Yes, we did. We didn't want to stand in Dunkley. We knew that we would not have a chance of winning the seat. But the battle has to be, and people have to understand the battle's got to be between the Liberal and Labor with us, throwing in anything there. If you look at the vote that both of us with UAP and One Nation was 8%, maybe if we had have stood, it might have swung to the Libs. So this might be a big lesson for the Libs. At the next election, don't put the Greens and Labor ahead of One Nation, which they did in the last election. So the Libs have got a lot to answer for in how they treated One Nation in the last election, when most of the time, I support coalition policies and legislation. I'm not their enemy. The enemy in this country is mainly the Greens, and the Labor takes up Greens policies. But the people aren't informed enough about where this country is going. Rowan mentioned about the misinformation, disinformation bill. That will have such an impact on our freedom of speech and the right information, critical thinking getting out in our country, even from politicians and political parties. What they're doing to in the environment, where they're shutting down industries, manufacturing, where the electricity prices, this renewable energy, it's going to have such an impact on our cost of living, which it is, but even more so. And that's why it's imperative that we get it right with policies and the Libs. And another thing about Victoria, there's been no presence of the Liberal Party in Victoria for quite some time. Weak leadership, they've gone woke. That's why the media are always on the side of the Labor. So they've got to get their message out, what they stand for, what they intend to do. This is what people want. But I think it's a real lesson. Albanese is not as safe as what he thinks he is. The turn is on against Labor because they can't stand his lies. He goes back on his word, and he's not a true leader for this nation.
Pauline Hanson, fantastic always to chat to you and to have you here on Outsiders this morning. Thank you so much.